over 1 year. This I read last week, and they have been celebrating it. Customs said they made over 2.3 trillion naira. Over the last 1 year, they've been celebrating and said, you see all of that. And JAMB, people said they made 90 billion naira. Right? Of funds. So between JAMB, Customs, FRS, and EFCC that claim that they also recovered 540 billion naira worth of stolen monies, we have already funded our budgets. That is assuming what they are saying is true. We are close to funding that. And now, we haven't gone to oil sales. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, do we need to borrow money from China if IFRS is doing very well? But, so that I can take you to the next level, Nigeria is collecting only 7% of taxes that are due to Nigeria. The rate of collection of taxes around here in the sub-Saharan African region is 17%, which means that we can quickly double our taxes. And so, when we are collecting 4 trillion naira, we can easily make 8 trillion naira, which means that IFRS alone can pay for the budget of Nigeria if we are 8 trillion naira. These are figures that are being bandied around, and I'm just helping you to clean them up so that you can understand that we don't need to borrow, right? Even this regime of Buhari received back some of Abacha's loot. It was about $320 million. The day they got the money, they entered into the jet and went to China to borrow the same amount of money from China. Something is wrong. They're not telling you, and that's why we need to get rid of these guys. They're just practicing abracadabra. There's no honesty, there's no transparency, and there's no competence in the way they are managing the Nigerian economy. Okay, and I don't need an economist to tell you that if the FRS can bring in 8 trillion naira to finance your budget, right? And you can finance your budget through the FRS. Whatever customs bring in, EFCC brings in, NNPC brings in, becomes a surplus that we can then invest in a lot of social parts, moving parts in the country that can reflate the economy. It's not rocket science.
Okay, so Dr. Fabi, I would ask you this: how much does AAC believe that a level 1 civil servant in Nigeria should earn?
A level 1 civil
deserves to earn.
Deserves to earn. Sowore'S has made it a point to clearly tell Nigerians that we believe that the lowest paid civil servants in Nigeria should earn no less than 100,000 naira per month. A level 1 civil servant is earning right now about 18,000 naira.
Based on bearing in mind that teacher salaries, state civil servants, from their state governors who say they cannot pay more than 2,500, you can't change the governors if some of them are elected and you are president.
We are responsible for federal
staff. So are you going to create a dichotomy between the state staff and the federal staff? Is that what it's going to be, 100,000 and 22,500?
So I think here's the thing. One of the things, the federal government, and I think that is the point that Sowore'S has made over and over again, is that leadership must begin at the top. All the states typically take direction from what they see the federal government do. So here's the reality. In the same way that salaries, that workers aren't paid at the state level, yet state officials and state governments have security funds and security budgets that they use, that they security votes, that they essentially slush funds that they misuse. Those same things are happening at the state level. So the fundamental thing is, look, we have 900,000 civil servants in this country. Of those 900,000 civil servants at the federal level, there is about 670,000 of them, almost 70%, that are between grade levels 1 to grade level 11. It is the lower sections of grade level 11 that still earn about 99,000. So there is almost 600,000 people, a little over that fall into this category. Obviously, the ones at lowest levels need a little more money. But our calculations, our estimations, and that is again the difference between the party and the movement that Sowore'S has put together and everybody else. Because we're not just banding numbers. The first thing he did before he started running was sit a number of us down, called in experts from all over the place, and told us, this is my vision, this is what I want to do for Nigerians, and let's crunch the numbers. So here are the numbers we've crunched. In order to get civil servants to be paid at the federal level no less than 100,000 naira each, is going to cost this country $1.5 billion per year extra.
$1.5
billion. Now, our budget is about $35 billion. The size of the Nigerian economy is $500 billion.
Annual size, yeah.
The annual size of the GDP, the gross domestic product of the Nigerian economy is $500 billion. We are only talking. So when people hear 100,000, it's almost as if, oh, you are tripling the budget. We're not. It is 1.5. And in fact, just last week, while Nigerians are busy arguing about whether workers deserve to be paid 30,000 naira, South Africa across the board, not just federal workers, every single worker is going to, in South Africa, is going to be getting 126,000 naira per month across the board. So here, the point that we're making is that, look, the federal government must become, we must signal, we must demonstrate that these things are possible. And one of the things that is also in the AAC manifesto is that any state that is run by the AAC, because at least we control those states, those states will implement the same policy. It is the job of the federal government to then make sure, that's essentially what our party would do, is to make sure that whatever it is that is needed at the state level to provide them with the knowledge base, the technical support, the financial capacity needed to implement that would then be done. But it is absolutely possible to do it. We're talking $1.5 billion.
I have to also add that whenever there's improvements in the revenue generated at the federal level, it percolates to the states.
Absolutely.
So if our tax base moves from 7% to 15%, and we now have 8 trillion naira, it's going to be shared also to the states. But the reason why governors can't pay workers is not because they don't have money. It's because of greed. Because even under the Buhari regime, they have given them about 3 bailouts. In fact, the federal government is saying it's become a crime that workers are not being paid because they have provided enough money. But when you have governors who are more interested in buying vehicles for the campaign of the president, and the president is not shying away from it, not condemning it, where do you think they get money to pay workers?
Let's pause the thought. We'll go on another short break. When we come back, we'll round up that point. Then we'll also ask ourselves, according to the NBS, again, like I said, what they tell us, according to the NBS, in its 2007 report for December, 18.8% of Nigeria's youths who can be employed do not have jobs. We would want to know where Mr. Sowore will get the jobs. Stay with us.
We have this figured out, and it's very sad that the mainstream media reduces Nigeria to two horse race. They call it horse race. We are not.
That's right.
Okay, is it ready for this? This is the final round.
Yes. Alright, we're back. To show you round off the point he was making, and then about the governors not being willing, having the funds but not being, you said they have the funds but not being
able
to
to
pay.
They've been, before I started running, because I followed my track how the federal government distribute funds to state governments, and I know that there have been about 3 extra budgetary infusion of funds to states through what they call the Paris Club. But what did we find out? The Nigerian Governors Forum quickly gathered together, figured out a way to steal the money. Even the EFCC came about, they were able to retrieve some of it. One governor stole about 3.5 billion from the first Paris. I think the governor was on fire. I like to name names. And And eventually, they couldn't punish him because for a while he was trying to marry the president's daughter, Zara, and had some relationship with the wife of the president. They swept this under the carpet. The Senate president was also involved in the scam by Saraki. So the monies that was supposed to go to payment of arrears of workers there was embezzled, squashed. And then there was a second one, and I think there was a third one. And these governors are not paying because they're not interested in paying workers. They're interested in taking care of it. You cannot hear in Nigeria that in 1 month a governor did not pay himself security votes. But there are states that have not paid workers for 7 months. I think there was a state, I think it's Kogi, that people were committing suicide because they had not been paid 18,000 naira minimum wage for a long time. So they can afford to pay it. In fact, the governor of the state, I think it was Gombe, came out and said they can afford 66,000 naira minimum wage. The deputy senate president at the time, the current one, said 50,000 was. And it was when we started the conversation that in Nigeria can afford it, that they now all started coming out of the woodworks to say that, well, yes, we cannot pay what Sowore'S in because of cost inflation. And when we start confronting them with the figures, just as we are doing here on this show, that we can actually afford it. You are the people who came about 3 years ago and said the Nigerian economy has been rebased and is now bigger than that of South Africa. South Africa has just shown you that a minimum wage can be living wage. And South Africa, by the way, did not increase the minimum wage of only federal workers or state workers. It's all workers in South Africa. It's now going to be a crime. Mark my word. The operating word there is a crime. Not to pay workers the minimum wage in South Africa. Do you know why? It is the reason why this day publisher ran back from South Africa because he wanted to go and be practicing the same way he was paying workers. They found out that the labor unions there don't play. And the labor department in South Africa takes it very seriously that you pay workers. You cannot find someone in South Africa who is working for somebody who is told to come back next month to come and get paid. It's not done like that. You have to pay workers. There's a pay day. You don't postpone it. If you postpone it, there will be a May Day.
Okay, so speaking about workers now, before we went on break, I said what the NBS published in December 2017.
Yes.
December 2017, 18.8% of those who should have jobs in Nigeria. The population of about 200 million, 60% below the age of 35, no jobs. If elected president, where would these jobs come from, and how profitable will they be?
Yes. So we've already told you that the jobs we are providing will pay people a living wage of 100,000. And we are providing 5 million jobs in the first 2 years. Yes.
I'd like to say that again. 5 million jobs in 24 months.
Yes.
How?
Okay. I'll break it down to you. We have a program known as Spicer Hits. Spicer Hits. Those are the 10 programs that we're coming to rescue Nigeria with. And the first one is security, the second one is power, electricity, infrastructure, and then fight corruption and create an economy that's all inclusive. We also have restructuring, we have health, education, agriculture, and tourism. Starting with agriculture, we intend to put in 1,000 entrepreneurs in every local government. Those hectares of land that
1,000 entrepreneurs. These are existing or
no? Whether they exist, if they exist, they will be elevated to that level.
Okay.
If they don't exist, we create them there. All those hectares of land that is lying fallow in Nigeria, nobody is growing them. Beets, a palm fruits or palm tree estate, to cocoa, or somebody who is fishing, or somebody who wants to go into livestock, or you want to do animal husbandry, but of a different type, or you want to be growing fish. We'll give you incentives, we'll give you loans with low interest rates, 1,000 each in 774 local, that's about 1 million jobs right there. And we're doing this transparently, we're not doing it to party members, everybody men, right? Electricity, which is power, our number 2. We are immediately in the in the power sector elevating Nigeria's miserable 5,000 megawatts of electricity to 24,000, 4,500